Hello and welcome to Eat Your Backyard, my YouTube channel where I talk about all kinds of edible landscaping, tropical plants, permaculture, chickens, bunnies, maybe even a little bit of philosophy. If you'd like to support this channel, just use any of the Amazon links in the description when you go to Amazon to get anything, and you help me with no extra cost. Hey Camel, welcome aboard. First on. So today, I thought I would talk just a little bit about the second principle of permaculture. I've been thinking a lot about permaculture lately as I incorporate it more deeply into everything that I'm doing. And and we're looking here at one of the examples of that principle. And the principle is to catch and store energy. And the first question for me would be, what do you mean by energy? And I'm not going to bound that term too much. I'm just going to say energy of any type. Food energy, fertilizer energy, electrical energy, emotional energy. Yeah, energy in general. And of course, all this energy being generated by our star, the sun. Thank you. All right, so as we look at another source of catch and store energy, my chicken coop. Oh, my chicken coop. I just want to stand here for just a quick moment. Just really feel stoked to have this chicken coop. Oh, hello, little hens. Are you happy to see me? I think you are. All right, well, hold on. Let's not get crazy here. Let's utilize our system. Permaculture 101. We've got a good functioning system here that keeps everything copacetic. I just have a very simple wire that I put up there, and then on this end, see, I have along the sides here, I have a little bit of chicken wire, and here I have another piece of wire I can just fasten to here to guide the chickens in this way, or when they're in there, I just fasten it onto here with a little piece of wire. It's very simple. And if I set it up like this every morning, then what they're going to do is be able to go right back into their beautiful little understory forest, which you can see I've been consistently stoking up with compost and leaves and fruit and all kinds of things. So anyway, let's get right into the fun. I love this part of the morning. To me, the eggs are only one part of the wonder of having chickens. Hello, girls. You ready? Poncy, first one out. Blondie. Nope, that was Chicken Joe. Blondie was the last one out. Hey, Blondie. Blondie's the darkest of the Rhode Island Red hybrids. Girls, I'm not going to let you peck my new phone, but I see you pecking the base of it. All right, let's get these chickens clear back. Chicken management. Chicken management. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Uh-oh, one chicken out. Well, it was the lead chicken. Top hen on the run. Top hen, you can help. This is Poncy, the top hen. It's so interesting to me how they just really have a very well-established, look at her, spread her wings. I want to get out and spread my wings. More chicken sayings. Chicken philosophy. Okay, chickens. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You a little frisky, are you? A little frisky? Okay, let's get these sweet Grubterra grubs. Thank you, Grubterra. By the way, I'm going to be including links down in the description to get grubs. There's a discount code and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, if you have these, That was interesting. In the Grub Terra stuff, they said it's not a chicken treat. It's a nutritional supplement. Which is exactly how I was already thinking of it. But I think a chicken treat is should be a nutritional supplement. Of course, they're going to love what's best for them most. Right, chickens? You wouldn't want to eat just like a pile of Twinkies if I put them back there, would you? Or maybe you would. Okay, Grub Terra, you have a point. It's not a treat. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's a responsible chicken decision. Wagging their tails. Happy chickens wag their tails just like a dog. That's my theory. I'm sticking to that. I think they prefer this wiggly old metal frame roosting bar that we have here. Okay, well, you girls seem to be happy. So now let's make you even happier. Okay, here you are. All right, so, and by the way, catch and store energy. This is energy. This is going to be turned into eggs. It's going to be turned into chicken manure, which is going to be put in that compost bin that we were looking at the beginning. I can't believe these hens aren't coming in to eat these worms I put down. Oh, they didn't know I threw them down. Yeah, chick, chick. You chick, chick. Oh, chickens love to eat mosquitoes. I would guess that chickens, good question, Camel. Yeah, chickens probably prefer mosquitoes to these grubs. They didn't even realize I was throwing them down there yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and put out a little more just to make it interesting for them. Here, let's, yeah. There you go. All right, and that's that. It's that easy. Oh, the fruit flies back here because I put this areca palm fruit just on the ground. They've been eating those, but we always have a lot of mosquitoes back here. I haven't done a lot of things to help the mosquito situation necessarily because they love the worm farm, by the way. There's usually a swarm of them flying around the worm farm. Yep, there they are. I gotta move that worm farm. It's an attractor of mosquitoes, believe it or not. So yeah, examples of catching and storing. So also, I've been catching and storing the water over here. And this will be interesting. Actually, I'm gonna put this mealworms back on sorry, I had to put the mealworms back up on the chicken coop. But I've been catching and storing water, which is definitely a form of energy. A really simple method. I just put this this Tupperware container out to catch the water off the roof in one small place, and it provides enough water for me to hit a lot of things that are dry and protected from sprinklers, like the plants that I have back in the rabbit run and also along the fence. So the one thing is I have to be really careful, though, that this doesn't become a mosquito breeding area. So I'm gonna watch the days. Looking in here to see if I can see, you'll be able to see the mosquito larvae. It's so thick, I'm sure they're in here, but I don't see any swimmers, which is good. Very good. Yeah, it's amazing how incredibly useful it is just having a simple container full of water. And here's the other thing. It's a function stacking thing. Hey, Kip and Jake, good to see you. Welcome aboard from Sebastian. Always happy to have Sebastian on the train. But yeah, the simple catch and store water system like this Tupperware container has been huge. It's a game changer because it's right where I need it always. It's easy. If I'm not going to use it, I can always dump it out. All I have to remember is empty it within a couple of days so the mosquitoes don't grow, and that's not really that hard to remember. So there's another example of catch and store. Of course, there's the classics like firewood. Now, this is firewood I bought at the grocery store. As bizarre as that sounds, but you know, I also have on the other side of this roof here a gigantic behemoth that just, look at this, that just, to be honest, just scares the crap out of me. A gigantic oak tree. I don't know how much that oak tree weighs. You can see on this side of it, this is the east side, how the salt has burned one side of it. But the point is that there's so much energy stored up in that oak tree. Any one of those branches, hundreds of pounds. It's a significant thing. Now, all that energy, the weight and all that is stored up in the tree right now. I've got to get it down. This is one of the big projects this year for my yard. I was talking to a friend of mine, and big oak trees like this, by the way, if you live in Florida, you know this already probably, but it's hard to remember it because you don't want to deal with something this big. At least I don't want to have to deal with paying, you know, whatever it's going to cost to trim this thing. What, $1,000 maybe? But you got to deal with the trimming of this. Really, for me, it's a time to have a professional come in and deal with the trimming. If I were to look at the hospitalization costs or the medical bills associated with my interactions with this tree, it would not be an exaggeration to say it's $2,000 easily. You know, and that's because I'm purely pretending to know how to really deal with something this big. You know, I don't have the ropes, I'm not correctly anchored to the thing, all that stuff. I'm not also insured. Well, I am insured, but I'm not insured like a, you know, get a licensed insured tree person. I've got one picked out. They did my neighbor's yard, did a great job on their yard, so I'm going to do that. But all my point is to this, the topic of this live stream video, there's a lot of energy stored up there. And one of the things I don't want to have happen is have all this energy just taken away, right, on a truck and dumped in some, you know, yard waste dumpage area that the county runs. And they actually take oak like this and make it into, I think they call it the gold mulch. It's the most prized mulch that you can get at these places. I don't get wood chips from those spots, county spots, just because I don't want to get wood chips from those county spots because I don't want to import all the diseases that are carried from all the different plants. It's like a potpourri mixing of all the stew of all the worst things. I got enough of the worst things right here. Look at this. You get this fungus on your palm tree, you're done. That will kill your palm tree every single time. You see these 2x2s, I'm getting ready to build another system. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, I don't want to import things like funguses and all kinds of diseases, plant diseases, which end up getting in my yard. So the point is I'd like to take that oak tree and reutilize all the leaves and all of the branches and everything. So I'm going to have to work that out with the person I have trim the trees. Hopefully we can figure out a way that I can, you know, even for firewood and like woodworking, you know, a piece of that oak dried, cured is incredible. I've got a friend who does a lot of woodworking. You know, you make a cube out of what's in there and you can do incredible things. So yeah, I actually made a video of a red oak pyramid that my buddy made for me that's really cool. It's in the shorts area, but with a sawzall and a red oak stump, and then just really basically made one of the coolest things I possess, a beautiful oaken pyramid. How many oaken pyramids are sitting up in that tree? You know, quite a few. How many logs of firewood? Quite a few. How much compost material? Oh man, a lot. But now I have the capability to store a lot of stuff, though. So you can see here I've got mango branches that I'm allowing the leaves to fall off, so I can put those into my compost bins. But I'm running out of space in the compost bins. I may make a third compost bin, but I also have all of this area now that I can use to process compost and leaves. These chickens will be happy to do it, and in fact, they are scratching so much all the time. that they just are breaking down all the leaves. They're like compost processing machines. They love it. Every new layer of leaves that you put back in there, they just scratch at it and pick at it and eat the bugs out from under it and eat the rotten parts of the leaves, and they're loving it. So I now have the ability to store a lot of energy, because all of this stuff too, I can rake up and put in the composter and make into soil, etc. So this is really an incredible processing capability. Now the oak tree stands to produce so much waste, I will have a hard time being able to store it, but I've created this back area along the fence as basically my storage area. So I'll just be trying to pile up as much as I can right under here, under these trees, without blocking the rain to them. So there you go. Permaculture principle 2, catch and store energy. And on the philosophical side, which I will save until last, catch and store energy in yourself, meaning personal strength. Personal strength, personal responsibility is the only way you can be strong enough to help anybody else when they need you. So do that. Do that. That's my advice. Become personally strong. Look after yourself so that you can help others. And that's really, if we catch and store energy, then we may have enough energy to give away to others or help others. But, if we're never catching it, if we're always giving it away, then when it comes time to help others, we are out of luck, buck. So that's my point here. Permaculture principles, in my opinion, are transcendental in their philosophical nature. That is a long way of saying it's just common sense. But the easiest things, the simplest things, are the hardest to do or to really understand, despite all the clever sayings we have related to them. But to put them into practice, well, when you got a permaculture system in your backyard, you cannot deny it. The transcendental truth of how everything works is right at your fingertips at all times. You could still construct some kind of illusion around it, but I don't know. You ever known a farmer? They're pretty pragmatic, and you know what? They seem content in a way that I admire. So I'm pretty stoked to have just a little chip of that in my suburban sandbar universe right here. And I'm also very grateful for everybody who's watching the channel. I appreciate it very much. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of content or find it useful or amusing or interesting. I hope you'll also add some comments. Let me know what you think or how you have incorporated Permaculture Principle 2 in your yard, other areas of storage. We talked about manures, we talked about composting, we talked about the storage of, things like bugs and supplies, like water and all that kind of stuff. What are some ways that you're storing energy? I'm interested in knowing. All the best things I have in my yard were influenced by things I saw in other people's systems. Specifically, the systems I saw this year over at Funky Chicken Farm in Palm Bay, which, by the way, I would recommend everybody check out if they are looking for an inspiration, in my opinion, of a very small farm. And I went over there looking for chickens, found bunnies, then later got chickens, but really learned from the systems that they've got over there, which was referred to by those farmers as the circle of life. The circle of life. Believe me, you're in it. One way or another. Okay, thank you for watching Eat Your Backyard. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. I would love to see you back on a future live stream. Thank you to all the folks that jumped on, Camel, Kip and Jake, and others. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day and your path is increasingly bountiful and wonderful. Have a good one.